going on, everyone? Liam Catterson here. We're on episode number 10 of Runaways Season 2, which is called Hostile Takeover. Yeah, this second half of Season 2 has been very, very interesting, especially with what's happening to people like Stacy and Tina, I think it was, in the last episode, where we have that assumption that our friendly alien lich, as I like to call it, has taken over their bodies, it seems. So, that's wonderful, isn't it? I mean, I have a feeling that other people will have other things in mind, like body snatchers or whatever, but I don't know. I just love D&D so much, and anything related to body possession, especially in Jonah's case, where it extends his life beyond death, is giving me lich feels. So yeah, but yeah, we had that in the last episode, as well as Alex trying to make a deal with AWOL, but AWOL is not have it. Well, he's siding with Pride, it seems, after Alex was like, oh, after the whole shenanigans going down with trying to take down Pride, that little fish big fish comparison that we had, using AWOL to try and get to Pride. But like I said, AWOL had other ideas, and that included the murder of Flores in a really, really brutal fashion as well, considering he trapped him in the freezer. And like I said, I feel so bad for that cafe person, because now all of her meat is going to get ruined big time. But yeah, it was just a really, really interesting episode last time out, especially with the fallout of episode 8. Yeah, considering Molly quickly done and dusted that thing with Flores after he and his men got Molly, and yeah, it didn't look so good for Flores, did it? So yeah, but I'm really excited to see where this goes, especially the whole. I'm wondering if, I don't know, we'll get further expansion onto Jonah's body taking, considering the fact we know he can do that as episode 8 showed. And we know that Tina and Stacy have been acting odd, so yeah. I mean, it's for Stacy, it's no big surprise, is it? Considering you know, Stacy's a goober and we love her, but she's acting more odder than usual, isn't she? She's acting more menacing, stricter, I think, especially with the way that Dale confronted her and all of that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where that story does go, though. So yeah, but yeah, the full reaction will be on Patreon. I'm looking forward to checking out episode 10. So with that said, let's go.
Bitch, go ahead and take the baby.
No, come on, please.
Holy shit!
Your ass scared now, ain't you?
What a dick. She might have no choice. It's gonna be that situation, isn't it?
The hospital, the zoo. I mean, we don't have a lot of viable options.
Well, this is awfully quiet.
Oh no. This is so late. Oh man, this is.
Guys, we have to do something fast.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. And like I said, if we're killing off the dinosaur, we're having words.
What do we do? They're gonna find us.
Not if they can't see us.
What are you gonna do? Make the hostile invisible?
Camouflage.
She is! Holy shit! No, I didn't think she'd have it in her to do that. But then again, the staff is a miracle of wonders.
How do you find us?
Livy gave us up.
Under duress, though.
And I need you to choose. Us or the church. Can't have both.
Shit, isn't it? For Frank. I mean, there's a bit of a pickle going on with Frank. I mean, he's wanting to do as much as he can to protect the church.
Let's get a conversation going.
He's got an audience.
I have to go out there.
Alex.
I'm not gonna let him hurt her.
Sorry, Alex.
Oh yeah, it's the best. You just worry that he's just gonna.
Really sorry, but you're not going anywhere.
I
best
Feels like
move.
we're taking a big
This is
chance
the
using
thing with
brain
Alex
scramble
though.
on
Like I
one of
said
the kids.
It's not a brain
last
scramble,
episode,
Janet.
he makes emotional
That's the high-powered
decisions.
sound wave. But if we want to bring the kids home, we have to get these done.
I mean, I'm not sure if Victor is possessed or whatever because he's gone from being a dick to
I'm so sorry.
being a dick from being kind. So
No, I was being irrational. But I swear, if you guys listen to me, I can get us out of this. All of us.
I mean, he's had some time to think things through, where his
Woohoo, you're gonna
emotions
keep
like
waiting 'cause you're on our
is spiking.
timetable, pal.
Oh no.
That you got any say on how this is gonna end? Well, I
That'd be funny if he just kept walking and then fell off.
Guess I didn't think this through. Strap me up.
Oh boy. Oh shit! Here we go!
I'll go back. Stay with her.
This can only end badly for you. You do know that, no?
Or maybe you didn't think it through.
There we go!
Fortress!
Oh dearie me. That's their hostage. Damn! Gonna be picking those splinters out of his back, won't he?
Release the tension.
Okay, Tina, you are not like metal at all. Are you?
Surely something should be going through. Janet, you're smart. You should know that something is off
Alright,
with...
you know what? I don't need this. I'm under enough stress without you messing with me.
Oh boy.
Huh? What's...
Jesus Christ.
Victor?
No.
So wait, Victor... Okay, so Victor is possessed. They were just confirming, are you Victor or are you? Yeah.
Is that your Halloween costume?
I would have liked the dual personality thing a bit more, probably.
Money. Resources. What the hell have you guys said? Shut up. You know what I'm gonna do to y'all?
He's not gonna shut up, so just punch him, Wally.
You little bitch outside.
He's quite vulnerable, so just...
And I know something about you. You talk a lot when you're scared.
Go on, Alex, go on.
I'm having fun.
This is some...
If you hadn't killed Jonah, he would have taken you, and who knows what would have happened. We have to face it.
Exactly,
If
that's...
we want to survive and stay together,
That
we can't come out of
counters
a
her
situation
spell
with clean hands.
point.
I just need some time to think.
I mean, surely there's another way, but... Oh, poor Nico.
You know,
How long is she going to be
I had
able to
girls
keep
like you
this
back
up?
in my high school.
I killed Jonah, and I didn't even think about it because the staff told me that it was right.
It's like that darkness
I can feel
inside
it
of her,
flying at
what
me.
I've talked about.
It's trying to rip through my skin.
Holy shit, and that's not helping.
Nico's losing it.
Time's up.
Your little friends can't protect them. You can't protect anyone. Come on, little witch. You was all
Yeah, there we go. Oh shit!
And you didn't think that germ warfare was just a little bit extreme.
It worked.
And how could you hurt the dinosaur anyways?
Look at her. Look at what you've done. Can you honestly tell me that bringing her home was worth this? Can you?
I understand that you're upset.
Upset doesn't even
This
begin
is
to
Jonas
describe
speaking
it.
through
How
her,
could
isn't
you?
it?
This isn't you. This isn't us.
Yeah,
can
it's
take
not
that.
her for starters.
Unfortunately,
A hell of a lot more than you do, it turns out.
Ooh. I don't blame Dale whatsoever. Uh-oh.
Well, you are right about one thing. You know nothing about biology. And you know nothing about my daughter.
Shit. Oh, I don't like seeing Stacy this sinister.
They're at the top of the landing. Nobody shoots till I give the order. Leave Alex for me. Nico, now! The staff, get their guns!
Oh, no.
The witch is down.
Great.
Get up there and corner their
Well, that's gone down well.
Go, 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 go.
Plan B. Fry him. Fry him.
Stay low. Stay down. He ain't hitting shit.
I guess you could say this plan to stop AWOL has gone AWOL.
Looks like we don't need you anymore.
Hey!
Guess they rocked his world.
Come on, we have to help Alex.
There we go, you're getting better with the quips.
Come. Yo, Alex. I told you not to play with me, you little shit.
Oh boy. Oh shit, okay, that is some horror levels of...
Yes.
That's like that's like on Doctor Strange. That's like... Nico became a symbiote of Thanos and... I can't remember his character, but I know who I'm talking about. It's the guy on Death Stranding, his character on Doctor Strange. Shit.
You saved us.
Your prince, your knight in shining armor.
People don't change, Chase. The sooner you realize that, the better.
But we all change when you think about it. They still got the sins of their past on them.
Is Nico okay?
Caroline and Molly got her to bed.
What was that? What happened to them?
I don't know.
They're trapped in the Soul Stone.
For good?
Jesus, this is morbid. What Frank and Co are doing. I mean, then again, he's willing to do anything, including putting Leslie in the shitter.
Seek out Victor Stein or Tina Minoru. We eagerly await our reunion.
Victor and Tina. So wait, what's going on with... So... They have took the bodies, but I thought Stacy, considering the way she's been snappy... Oh, so Stacy's still Stacy. Well, that makes the whole kerfuffle with Gert and Chase and Dale even more tragicer, considering the fact that that kerfuffle with Dale and Stacy, you don't want to see that, especially with how they bounce off each other so well when they're goofy and all of that. So it seems like Stacy is A-okay. It's just Victor and Tina. Damn. Because I said in the last episode, especially with how serious she was and how off she was being, that okay, well maybe Stacy got affected. Considering this isn't her at all. She's usually more vibrant and all of that, and this time she's just like hard as nailed, and she continued to show that in this episode, and it's just heartbreaking. Now you realize that Stacy wasn't possessed. It was Victor and Tina only, it seems, from Jonah's comments. So Floody hell? That's a word, and I'm copywriting it. Okay, so that was way more fun for an episode of Runaways. I thought that was a lot better. And it's certainly very, very intriguing in terms of what we saw in this episode, especially with Nico. I did look up the name, by the way. It's Mads Mikkelsen. I always forget his name, and I know he's in Death Stranding, and I know he was in Doctor Strange. So yeah, Mads Mikkelsen was the person I was thinking about when I was like, oh, it's like Doctor Strange, isn't it? So yeah, but it certainly left a lot of intrigue in terms of both Jonah's doing and Nico. Does she now have like a hardened connection to the dark dimension? Since we saw that in Nico's eyes. It's the same symptoms of Mads's character in Doctor Strange, and I'm sure he was connected to the dark dimension as well. So I'm wondering if she, I wonder if Nico has sent AWOL and those guys to Dormammu. That would be really, really rad, wouldn't it? And I'm hoping that gets further expanded upon, considering the fact that this is a pretty big deal that the staff is dark. It's from the dark dimension, it seems. Especially with the fact that it's been speaking to her. This episode was a great way of her, I guess, fully connecting to the dark dimension, especially with the fact that she used 2 spells for a long period of time, which caused so much strain. It's like brief uses, like she has done before, has only, I don't know, it's been like a whisper. It's been like a loose connection herself and the dark dimension. But with the fortress and camouflage spell that she used, those were 2 effects that strained her so much, and it required a long time for her to go around. So now that that's connected, I'm wondering, I'm hoping that gets further talked about, considering the fact that the dark dimension is no joke, as we have seen. It homes one of the most powerful entities, I'd say, in the MCU so far, Dormammu. So yeah, I'm wondering if she sent them to him, which will I doubt we're going to see AWOL just come for Dormammu or whatever, and he's going to be the one to be like, I've come to bargain. But it would be very, very great to, like, that's the assumption, I'm guessing. That's the assumption we're going to get when she basically made them disappear and all of that. She's part Thanos, part Dark Dimension, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, it was very, very great to see Nico and the limits that her staff is giving off, especially the vulnerabilities. I mean, we already knew there was vulnerabilities with that darkness creeping into both Tina and Nico when you held the staff. And we got to see basically the full exploit of what happens if you use the staff so much to the point where you are basically bonded, in a sense, with the dark dimension. Kind of like Mads' character, he showed that he had that effect in Doctor Strange as well. So she grew more of a connection there than she has done ever before. Whereas before, it's been there's been a lot of time. There's been a few times for both Nico and Tina, should I say, that that dark dimension has briefly, I don't know, glanced past their brains, but it's still enough to affect their moods and all of that. As we saw in episode 2 when Tina channeled that darkness out to Nico and then regretted it later on. And when they were testing out their powers, Nico was lashing out at Chase, even though it wasn't Chase's fault. So we saw small glimpses of that, but now we got to see what basically. Well, I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know if that's the a full potential of using the. It seems to be, especially with how much strain it has on the user. It had so much strain for Nico, and it made her pass out. So it was just really, really great to see that vulnerability and the full exploit of what happens when you use the staff so much. And yeah, it came out a lot better than I expected, because we have that Doctor Strange connection, so I love it. But yeah, like I said, it's gonna, the other part I guess we are further intrigued on is the fact that it was confirmed that Jonah has taken bodies. He's body snatching, lichdom, whatever you want to call it. I'm calling it a lich, so yeah. But this is the interesting thing. Jonah's instructions seem to indicate it was Victor and Tina. So, yeah. Interestingly, there's no mention of Stacy. So, even though that message is clear. I still want to believe that Stacy has been possessed somehow, because otherwise the way she reacted to Dale and the way she reacted and the what she did to Old Lace, it's a bit uncharacteristic for her. So I want to believe that she has also been caught up in the whole possession thingy-mabob, because otherwise I'm wondering what suddenly turned Stacy into someone who has that ounce of kindness, into someone who is very strict, who doesn't hold back, it seems. Like her attitude to Dale, to Chase, she does not hold back whatsoever. So that's what I'm wondering, if Stacy isn't affected. Or maybe she has this ploy, like this goofy. Well, maybe it is this ploy. Put on the goofy act, so you can be like, once Jonah's out the picture, you can. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of excuses to why Stacy's acting like this all of a sudden. But I mean, I can't blame Chase for bringing Gert and Old Lace to the Yorks, considering the Yorks are the only one who is able to put with a cure with Gert and Old Lace. So yeah. I'm trying to think. No, it doesn't matter. I was just trying to think of something, but yeah, I'll best stick on track, anyways. Yeah, I'm wondering what is happening though with Stacy, because it is concerning behavior these last 2 episodes. Like like something has shifted in her personality, so I'm wondering what that is. And speaking of personalities, yes, we got that confirmation that Victor was well, we didn't even have a hunch, because this is the thing, Victor has kind of shown kindness in his personality when he was in the stasis chamber, when we saw Janet confront him, and she was like, oh yeah, I shot you. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, he showed glances of kindness. That's why I was thinking, well, there could be possession, or it could be some kind of dual personality thing going on, because we know how much of a dick Victor was. But now he is embracing this, he was embracing this, more, that feeling where he's let go of everything, where he's all chill and all of that in the stasis chamber. And and I was having a hunch that, okay, so maybe he's got, when he was like, wait, what the hell happened here? Even though we saw what Janet and Victor were doing. I was thinking, has he got some kind of dual personality thing? Like, has the stasis chamber given him this dual personality thing? Like, it's kind of mucked up his brain. I know that Jonas said, well, it was implied that he's been healed for, like, all this time, and Jonas just kept him in the stasis chamber to achieve his goals and all of that. But there was also that worry that, well, even though that my last point has just been stated, there was that worry that, oh, if we do bring him out, then it could do something to him. And I was thinking, and I would like to believe that something like a dual personality thing did happen to Victor, but hey, instead he's got a lich, so that's great. But yeah, that was my hunch, because they could throw a complete surprise going here with the fact, he's possessed then, and then it's revealed that he's got a dual personality or something like that, which explains why why he was a bit with the mess that him and Janet created, and his kind act that he was going on, that he's had it with the stasis chamber as well. So yeah, and I would like to think that somehow that's affected his brain, even if he was going to be fully healed. I have no idea. That's why I was hoping like there would be some dual personality thing. But I think it makes sense that Jonah nominated Victor to basically be his phylactery or whatever, considering the fact that Victor is a talented person, and Victor did help out Jonah in that stasis chamber thing. So yeah, even though he was a bit difficult later on, Victor still helped him out a big deal. So yeah. yeah, the AWOL stuff, I'm glad that that's kind of over because, I mean, I don't think it needed to be, like, his scenario needed to be drawn out until, like, episode 13 or whatever. But, yeah, I really, really liked the way it concluded. What's funny is, I know we're not done with the whole Jonah shit, as evidenced by my last point and what went on during this episode, but it does kind of feel like a DLC, doesn't it? Like Spider-Man, you like with Jonah dead in episode 7, in the perspective of the Runaways, it's kind of like a DLC, and AWOL is the DLC villain or something like that, with the way it's been going on. So yeah, I don't know why, but I think it's because I've just completed Spider-Man this weekend, and yeah, that's why I'm saying, oh, it's like this. But yeah, I really, really like the fact that we ended the whole AWOL situation in fantastic fashion as well. Like, we got to see Alex confront him, and yeah, what I also loved about the whole situation with Alex and AWOL was the fact that Alex didn't rely too much on his emotions this time in terms of, well, he did. It was 50-50, but ultimately he had a great plan at the end, retaining that intellectual grasp that he had, and yeah, because this is in the last episode, and part of this episode, he's been attached on emotion. And I think that's Alex's character. Like I said in the last episode, that's Alex. He relies so much on emotion that it can question his leadership. And as evidenced in this episode, when AWOL was like, hey, yeah, I've got Livy, and bad shit's going to happen if you don't do what I say, and everyone had to restrain Alex before he could do something that was not going to go down well, because he was making decisions based on his emotions. Yeah, I really, really like the fact that he had a great idea at the end. I mean, it was going to work, it's just that Nico passed out and all of that, so and that's not Alex's fault, obviously, but they had a great plan at the end with Alex's decision, so it's great that we saw a bit of his that we saw his intellect return in this episode, considering there was a lot of skepticism about his leadership and all of that, so I really, really like that as well. The Frank stuff is interesting, but I don't think it's captivating as much. It's like there, so it's like, okay, life after Jonah, this is what Frank is doing and all of that. But it is interesting with the fact that Leslie's had so much power with the church, and now the tables have turned since she wants to ditch that idea and all of that. But Frank is so attached with his with fame, with attention and all of that, that he's not going to let go whatsoever. So he's going to create ways to make sure Leslie's plan on shutting down the church is done and dusted, with the whole reprogramming thing, I think it is. So yeah, and it seems like it's going ahead with the way it cut to Vaughn, and it was like that ganging up on her approach that I have in my head. So yeah, it'll be very, very interesting to see what happens there. But yeah, really great episode. Like I said, I'm glad that the AWOL stuff is capped off, because I don't think it needed an extension. A few episodes did some good in terms of, okay, well, we need to give something whilst we build the Jonah plot with the parents, so that way once the Runaways do find out, then shit can hit the fan. So we need to give the Runaways something, and it's great that we do have that connection to Destiny still, like playing her a lot more importance. So I really, really like that approach that they've had whilst we've been building to the whole Jonah situation, and that's gonna probably ramp up in the next episode, considering there's 2 episodes left to go, and something's got to happen in those final 2 episodes in terms of the kids finding out that part of their parents are possessed by this body snatcher. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that does go down now that AWOL's out the picture. Done and dusted. Yeah. But yeah, I really enjoyed that episode so much. It was so fun. It was so great to see Nico and her connection with that darkness that I have been worried about all season. come into full exploit with the fact that she is connected with the dark dimension, it seems. But yeah, great episode. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. And check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!